Humanity's first contact with the Titanborn shook the galaxy. They were massive, towering armored skin, voices that sounded like thunder passing through steel. Their empire stretched across hundreds of worlds. Humans were tiny compared to them, harmless, not worth conquering, or so the Titans said. But technology? Humans could fix anything. And so, far out on the edge of a newly shared trade route, lived Ethan Graves, a starship mechanic on the dusty human colony of Brighthaven Station, where freighters came to refuel, refresh, and inevitably break down. Ethan was known for three things. He talked to machines like they were alive. He refused to overcharge travelers. He had a heart too big for his own good. He worked alone in his repair hangar, grease-blackened hands, music humming from old speakers, stars peeking through the skylight of cracked glass. And one day, the ground shook beneath him, dust rained from the rafters, tools clattered. Something huge was arriving. Ethan stepped outside and froze. A Titanborn Sovereign-class battle shuttle loomed above the station like a fallen moon. Its landing thrusters burned craters into the earth. The ramp crashed down like an executioner's blade, and out marched a giant. He stood 20 feet tall, battle scars glowing faint blue beneath his obsidian armor. His shadow engulfed Ethan. His voice arrived a moment before the sound caught up. "Are you the human they call Ethan Graves? The fixer of lost things?" Ethan swallowed. "Well, fixer of machines mostly. Flesh and bone not my department." The giant crouched, bringing his helmet-like faceplate near. "Good. I bring you a machine to fix." Then he stepped aside, and Ethan's world changed. She was too small for her own people. From behind the giant emerged a girl, or a young woman. Ethan couldn't tell. She looked Titanborn, but short, barely taller than Ethan himself. Her skin was a deep violet, bioluminescent freckles glowing like constellations. Elegant hair floated like strands in zero gravity, shifting hues with emotion. She wore a cloak, covering a large mechanical augmentation strapped to her, back in a device with failing power, cells and cracked conduits. Her eyes, bright silver, flicked nervously between Ethan and the ground. The giant gestured to her. "This is my daughter, Princess Zara of House Tarlax. She was born defective." The word stabbed her. Ethan saw it in her flinch. The giant continued, cold, ashamed. "She is too small, weak. The spinal augmentation you see keeps her alive and mobile. It is failing. Replace it." Ethan frowned. "Why not take her to Titanborn Medical?" "They're far ahead of us." The giant's jaw clenched. "Weakness is unacceptable among my kind. Titanborn healers would sooner discard a flawed heir than repair one." Ethan looked at the girl, trembling, shrinking into herself. She wasn't weak. She was terrified. He crossed his arms, "Then let me talk to her." The giant hesitated, then marched back up the shuttle ramp, leaving Zara alone with the human. She dared a glance up at Ethan. I'm sorry you must deal with me," she whispered in a voice like soft bells. "I know I am a burden." Ethan's heart cracked. "Hey, you're not a burden. Just a person who needs help. That's my job for the first time." She smiled, and Ethan swore to himself he would protect that smile. Fixing more than a machine over the next days, Ethan worked tirelessly on Zara's spinal augmentation, a marvel of alien engineering but poorly maintained. He replaced neural couplers, reflushed coolant channels, and rewrote firmware in languages he barely understood. Meanwhile, the giant father remained aboard his shuttle, distant, brooding. But Zara? She was curious, smart, funny in her quiet way. She asked about everything: why humans used so many colors on signs, why Ethan talked to engines, what rain felt like. She had never seen rain, never played outside. The augmentation made high gravity painful. Ethan rigged a gravity assistance harness to help her move freely. He guided her outside at dusk. Brighthaven's 2 moons rose, silver arcs across a violet sky. Dust storms glimmered along the horizon. Zara gasped, eyes wide, glowing brighter. "It's beautiful." Ethan watched her, the wonder, the life returning. Beautiful didn't even begin to cover it. The truth about weakness. One night, while Ethan fine-tuned the neural balance, Zara asked, "Do you ever feel like you were born wrong?" Ethan paused. "I was born too sensitive. People said it made me weak. But machines don't judge. They just need care. I guess I decided people are the same. Zara lowered her head. Among Titanborn, strength is worth more than kindness. My father thinks the universe eats the gentle alive. Ethan grinned. Then he's never met a human mother. A small laugh escaped her. Musical. Involuntary. She looked at him differently then. Longer. Warmer. Something changed. When her father found out. The day came to power test the augmentation. It worked. Better than ever. Zara ran. Truly ran. Laughing as she moved without pain. She lifted Ethan by the waist in celebration, surprising both of them. Then set him down gently. Glowing bright with joy, that joy didn't last. The giant father stormed into the workshop, roaring fury. "Unhand that human!" His footfalls cracked concrete. He grabbed Ethan in a single fist, lifting him like a doll. You fill her head with softness. You give her hope she cannot afford. Zara scrambled between them. "Father, stop! He helped me live." The giant turned his burning eyes on her. "You were meant to learn your place, not become attached to a lesser species." Ethan was done with this guy. He shouted, even dangling in the air. "Hey, ever think she doesn't need to learn her place? Maybe she needs the freedom to choose it." The fist tightened. Humans break easily. Zara screamed, louder than thunder. Her augmentation flared, power Ethan installed, boosting through her body. Energy crackled around her. She forced her father's hand open, pried Ethan free. Both titans froze, one shocked, one terrified. "I am not broken," Zara declared, voice trembling but strong. "And humans are not lesser." She stood in front of Ethan, a shield, not a burden. "I choose my own life." A long silence. Then the giant dropped to one knee, the ground shaking with the concession. "If he is what you choose, then I will not stand in your way." Love in the space between worlds. With her father's reluctant blessing, Zara remained on Brighthaven. She helped Ethan in the hangar, her strength turning heavy repairs into easy tasks. Pilots called her the mechanic's guardian, little Titan princess of gears, but to Ethan, she was Zara and he loved her. One evening, under the twin moons, he finally said it. "I don't care if you're tall or short, Titanborn or human. To me, you're perfect." Zara's eyes shined like silver stars. "And to me, you are the first person who ever saw me as enough." She leaned down, foreheads touching, bioluminescent freckles glowing against his skin. Two worlds, one heart, a future of their own making. The giant father visited often, each time less imposing, even helping on repairs when Ethan asked, much to his surprise. He slowly learned that strength wasn't the only thing keeping his family alive. Sometimes love did too. Zara's health flourished. Her confidence too. She traveled the galaxy with Ethan, their small ship a beacon of hope that differences don't divide. They build bridges, where Titanborn scoffed at humanity. Zara proudly defended them, where humans feared Titans. Ethan showed them a princess who laughed at rain, together. They lived a life neither could live alone, not weak, not lesser, just love, stronger than any empire. Zara Tarlax was no longer a frightened princess hiding behind a malfunctioning augmentation. She had become a galactic icon alongside Ethan Graves, the human mechanic who saved her life. She traveled from station to station, repairing ships, calming tensions, and showing that Titanborn and humans could work side by side. No more shame. No more defective daughter. She embraced her size, small but mighty, but peace is never easy. Especially when powerful people cling to old beliefs. The Empire strikes back. Quietly House Tarlax was the strongest Titanborn royal line. Her father, Lord General Volkos, was feared even by his own senate. Other nobles whispered, "His daughter is tiny. A disgrace. A human lover." Their jealousy turned into a plot. The Titanborn Purity Council, extremists who demanded all weakness be purged, issued a secret decree. Kidnap the princess. Execute the human. Restore the legacy of strength. They would strike where love was strongest, in Ethan's home. Attack on Brighthaven Station. The day started like any other. Ethan changed a ship's thruster coils. Zara fetched power cells with playful annoyance. Then the lights flickered. Sirens blared. Thunder fell from the skies. Titanborn war armor crash-landing like meteors. Zara grabbed Ethan's hand. "They're here for me." A Titanborn captain stalked through smoke, 3 times Zara's height, armor shining like cold iron. "Princess Zara, you will return home." And the human dies. Ethan stood in front of Zara. "Over my dead body." The captain grinned. "That is the intention." Energy spears crackled. Soldiers advanced. Zara's heart nearly burst from terror, not for herself, for the human who taught her love. Her augmentation surged. She leapt, faster than they expected, slamming the captain through a metal wall. Ethan stared in awe. "You're amazing." "No, you make me brave." But more soldiers surrounded them, hopeless odds, until a father's roar Volkos arrived like a descending god. His voice cracked the air. "Who dares threaten my family?" He tore through armor like paper. Purity soldiers fell like insects. Then he faced the captain, the traitor. "You call her unworthy?" "She's a shame to our bloodline." "No." Volkos slammed his fist into the ground. "I was wrong." Silence fell. Strength is not the absence of flaw. It is the courage to rise despite them. Zara gasped, tears shimmering. Ethan squeezed her hand. This was the moment the galaxy changed. The Purity Council retreated, defeated not by power alone, but by love finally acknowledged, a proposal. Under 2 moons days later, Brighthaven healed. Peace returned. The future felt possible. On a quiet cliff overlooking starlit desert, Ethan stood with Zara. She looked stronger than ever, augmentation glowing soft blues, no fear in her silver eyes. Ethan's hands shook slightly. He pulled a small ring from his pocket, made from starship titanium, engraved with tiny constellations like her freckles. "Zara, you showed me the universe is bigger than fear. Will you share it with me? Not as a princess, but as my equal, as my partner." "As my wife?" Zara covered her mouth, trembling. "But humans live so short. I will lose you someday." Ethan smiled. "Then we make every moment count." She dropped to her knees, their heights meeting. Her words were a soft cry. "Yes, 1,000 times, yes." They kissed, 2 different worlds. One infinite love, a new empire of heart. The wedding was attended by Titan-born nobles, some still confused, human pilots cheering loudly, Volkos, proud, and wiping tears when no one watched. Zara became Lady Zara Graves Tarlax, Princess of Peace, protector of the small champion of the heart, and Ethan became more than a mechanic. He became the human who changed an empire. Their ship launched, their new home among the stars, the kindred star, a ship to fix what was broken and heal what was hurting. Final message to the galaxy. If you think yourself weak, look at the stars. They burn brightest when standing together. Zara Graves Tarlax.